how's it going? It is me, Megan, and I am back with another video. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark and a few other platforms, but mostly Poshmark. And here on YouTube, I like to make reseller content. I'll do sold videos, I'll do unboxings, I will do all that good stuff. So if that is something you guys are interested in, please make sure to like and subscribe, and that way you'll never miss one of my videos. So I'm going to be going over sales today from the last week. So Sunday, September 18th to yesterday, which was Saturday, the 24th. Yeah, God, September's going by fast. But yeah, this week I started off amazing. I had some of my best sales days that I've had in a really long time, especially last Monday. But then as the week progressed, my sales got lower and lower, which was kind of sad. I didn't spend too much time on Friday doing pretty much any reselling stuff because my husband actually had a 3-day weekend and we're still trying to explore the city and, have fun before he gets his bar results, which will be next month, about whether he's actually a lawyer or not, I guess you can say. And once he passes, he's going to be really busy. So we're just trying to make the most of the time that we have. So on Friday, we actually went to Fisherman's Wharf, which I know is super a touristy thing to do in San Francisco, and that was a lot of fun. It was super hot. And then yesterday we actually went to the movies and we saw Don't Worry Darling, and that was really fun. Very interesting movie. Definitely not for everyone, but I like dystopian things, so I thought it was pretty interesting. And yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna start to get into the sales because there were quite a few, so I don't want this video to be super long. But yeah, last Sunday, the 18th, I had 5 sales. The first thing I sold was this Rip Curl flannel. Rip Curl Billabong. Now I don't even know. Is it Billabong? Billabong. I think it is Billabong. Now it just sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but that Rip Curl, stuff like that, those beachy skater brands, can do well for me. Rip Curl isn't the best performing. This was actually free to me from my sister-in-law. I've been sitting on it for I think probably maybe close to 2 years at this point. It wasn't this fantastic piece, but it did end up selling for $10, and after fees I made $7.05. Then I had a pretty good sale. I sold this Y2K Barbie tote. You guys might remember this from a bins haul that I did in Portland. I sort of just picked it up because I liked the style, and at the time there was a lot of hype about the new Barbie movie that's going to be coming out with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, and there were some leaked behind the scenes photos of them roller skating in California. And I think people just really do like Barbie. Originally when I listed it, I was looking at other listings for the exact same thing and everyone was saying it was vintage. I didn't really think it was vintage, just from the tag and the materials it was made out of. But that's how I listed it, because that's literally what everyone was saying. And then someone on Depop did tell me that it was a remake of a vintage bag that had come out in 2010. So then I marketed it as Y2K, which was just as good, because it ended up selling for $51, which is insane because it was pretty much just a tote bag, a Barbie tote bag. But yeah, it sold for $51. Then after fees, I made $40.80. People love Barbie, and it was a cute retro Barbie on it too, so I'm not surprised. Then I sold this North Face hoodie, again a Portland bins pickup, I want to say. Definitely a bins pickup, just don't remember if it was from Portland or not. This did have not a stain, I guess a stain, but it wasn't a big noticeable stain. But I did note it, so I just kind of listed it lower than I was expecting to get for it. It ended up selling for $27, and after fees I made $19.88. Then I sold this kids wool hoodie, again a bins pickup that I kind of picked up based on style. I just thought it was kind of cute and whimsical. It did get a lot of attention, but I don't know, it was kind of unbranded. It ended up only selling for $10, which is fine, and after fees I made $7.05. And the last thing I sold on Sunday was this Roxy denim jacket. It was an asymmetrical denim Sherpa line jacket. Again, Roxy is kind of, I'd put in that same category as Rip Curl, more of a beachy brand. Once I picked this up at the bins, but once I got it home I realized there was a lot of elbow wear. So it was actually getting a lot of attention recently, and I've just been sending out 20% off offers because I'm I understand that there is wear to this jacket. But it ended up selling for 24, and after fees I made $17.48, and that person left me a really nice review, so they love it, which is great. All right, and then my best sales day of the week, which I was totally surprised about, which was Monday, I ended up selling 7 things. I first sold this Panhandle Slim button-up. This, I think I also picked up based on style at the bins. It was like Western, vintage, I don't know if I marketed that way. But it just sold for 20, and after fees I made 16, which is totally fine. Easy, quick sale. Then I sold these Title IX micro shorts, which I picked up at the bins in Sacramento, so a more recent bins trip. I tend to pick up these micro running shorts when I see them, and I'll use that term, micro shorts, or I'll use like short shorts, because they're kind of popular right now, especially for like runners. And only if it's like at least a notable brand, not like a no-name brand or like a Walmart brand, but Title IX has a good reputation. It doesn't always sell the best for me, but they do make high quality pieces. So I picked these up. They ended up selling for 16, and after fees I made $11.08. Then I sold this new at tags LuLaRoe cardigan, which was from I think my most recent bins trip. I was really struggling that day to find some good pieces at that bins. I went to 2 different ones. That one, it was just like harder for me to find good things, so I was a little bit desperate. I haven't posted that video yet, but I picked up a couple of LuLaRoe pieces. This was one of their like long line cardigans, which I have sold before, in a size large, which I wouldn't pick up anything under a size large from them. And it was new with tags. It was a really nice color. LuLaRoe's not a good brand to pick up because, you know, reselling is kind of like iffy, but also it's just like not a good brand in general. I think there was like a documentary about them. But anyway, it did sell. It sold for $21, and after fees I made $16.80. Then I sold a couple of Lululemon pieces that I also picked up at my most recent bins trip from the second bins I went to that day, where I found much better pieces. I found several Lululemon pieces, which was really nice. I sold these Lululemon wide leg pants. I don't remember the exact name of them, but hopefully it's up in the listing on the screen. But these were like really cool. I honestly didn't think too much about it when I picked them up. I'm just like, Lululemon, okay, it's at the bins, it's in my cart. I'm not really comping Lululemon pieces. Obviously I'm looking for flaws, but if it doesn't have flaws, I will pick them up. Even if it's a tank top, I will pick it up. But these were like really new. They had like the code on it that had like the numbers, which means it was a newer piece. And I was just really surprised. It was kind of saturated, I will say, on Poshmark. I guess it comes in several different colors, but they were really cute, and I really love the model photo. I don't always use the model photo as my main photo for my Lululemon items because Poshmark has taken them down in the past, but usually it's after they sell. Like Poshmark will be like, oh, we took down one of your listings, and it'll be a piece that I sold a long time ago. I'm like, well, I can't delete my listings once they've sold. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But yeah, I'm a little bit more cautious, but if I feel like it's gonna sell the piece, I'll take that risk. Because at least right now it doesn't seem like Poshmark has any like consequences for getting your items taken down. I mentioned like a couple of weeks ago that if I use Aritzia model photos, those don't usually get taken down pretty quickly, so I don't use those as at least my main photo. I'll like hide them somewhere else in the listing, and that's usually fine. They usually don't flag that. Vineyard Vines, I've had all my listings taken down that use model photos. Someone mentioned on my video that Rebecca Taylor pieces get taken down a lot. I don't think I've ever sold that brand. I don't know if I've ever even found that brand, but be careful of that brand. Like I said, Lululemon sometimes. There's another brand that they took down for mine, but I honestly can't remember because I don't think I sell it that much, and it was like an old listing, but just something to think about. But anyway, these ended up selling for $50, which I was so excited about. And then after fees, I made $40. Then I sold this Lululemon sports bra, which I also found that day at the bins. Usually when I find their sports bras anywhere, they're not like newer styles or that interesting, but this was a gorgeous color. It was a newer style and it was getting attention immediately after I posted it, which usually doesn't happen with their sports bras and their tank tops that I pick up. But yeah, people were really excited about this piece. It ended up selling for $28, and then after fees, I made $22.40 on Poshmark. But again, I'll pick up their old pieces, I'll pick up their bras, their tank tops, as long as they're not like huge holes or stains or something that I don't think I could get out. If it's at the bins, I will take that risk. Lululemon is one of my best performing brands. I always find it funny, sidetracking here for a second, when I go on my Poshmark Closet Insights thing on my app and I look at my best performing brand, every time, whether it's like this year, last year, all time that I've been selling on there, it's always Madewell, which I find so funny. I do pick it up quite a bit, but I've had a hard time moving it. But apparently it's still my best performing brand. I probably just don't even notice when I sell it anymore. But okay, the next thing I sold was a bundle. It's been a really long time since I've sold a bundle. I have a bundle discount in my closet for like, you bundle 2 things and you get a discount, but I could just never get people to bundle things. I don't know if people put it in their, like, every listing, like, if you bundle, you know, you could get a discount. I don't do that. But this person bundled 5 different pieces. They bundled this Free People skirt, which was again a recent bins pickup, this Zara sweater, which I got at the bins in Portland, a Maeve, which is Anthropologie pullover crew neck, which again I got at the bins in Portland, an Anthropologie skirt, which I actually recently picked up at a Goodwill here nearby, maybe a couple of weeks ago. I think I paid like maybe $6 for that. And then an autumn cashmere cardigan, which came in my most recent bulk box that I got from THREDUP several months ago. I don't even remember. Earlier this year. Autumn cashmere is a brand that I haven't had the best of luck with, but it can have high comps. But I've already made and profited off of that bulk box, so I don't know how much it was per piece. Probably anywhere between $3 and $4. So probably like a total of like $12 on all those pieces. It ended up selling for $133, and then after fees, I made $106.40, which is great. Especially because like that autumn cashmere piece I wasn't getting a lot of attention on. Neither was that Maeve pullover. The Zara sweater was, but it wasn't getting any real like traction. Same with the Free People skirt and the Anthro skirt. So I was super happy when they bundled all those together. So then the next thing I sold was this icebreaker full zip sweatshirt. Again, something I got at the bins in Portland. This is why I love the bins. I love it, especially when I can find good stuff and make a good profit, but also because the stuff sells. And if I can get $50 for it, amazing. If I can only sell it for $10, fine. Most of the time, my cost of goods is less than $2. So if I end up sitting on it for a while and then I can't really get that much for it, I still made a profit. If I can sell it and make, you know, $60, $70 on it, then amazing, you know? But now the bins are pretty far away from me, so it's like getting myself to go to them. Anyway, yeah, I picked up this at the bins. I think I got this that same day I got that Chanel makeup bag that I ended up selling for like $300. It was just kind of like someone threw it back in like a random bin, like not even a clothing bin, just like a random bin, which I always check those clothes. If it's like a hardware bin and there's clothes in there, I will check those because I found some great stuff by looking in those bins of what people have just thrown back for who knows what reason. This was in perfect condition, really cute. Icebreaker is a great brand. To me, it's similar to like Smart Wool. They usually just make like wool pieces. But anyway, it ended up selling for $95 on eBay. And then I forgot to write down how much I made after fees, so I'll put that up on the screen. Really nice piece. That did sit for a little while, but I also got it in the summer, and now it's fall. I think fall was like, the first day of fall was Thursday, it says on my calendar, so, and it's hot. It's been 90 here again. It's gonna be like 90 all week. So I'm not surprised that my fall and winter pieces haven't quite moved yet, but hopefully it's going in that direction. Okay, and then on Tuesday I had 3 sales. I sold these Athleta yoga pants. Again, something I got at the bins in Portland. This one I got kind of a while ago. My Athleta pieces, I think I kind of, especially when I see it at the bins, I, want to pick it up, but I think I need to be more intentional with the Athleta pieces I pick up, because the ones I pick up don't usually do very well. They don't get a lot of attention. I sit on them for a long time and I don't make a lot on them. So usually it's because they're older pieces, and most of the Athleta pieces are dated, so I can easily check that, but for whatever reason, I don't. Okay, but anyway, I sold these Athleta yoga pants. I liked them because they were like, the flared legging style, as young people call it, but yoga pants for us millennials. They ended up selling for $23, and after fees I made $18.40, which was great. Then I also picked up this American Giant short sleeve from the bins in Portland. I love American Giant. I've done really well selling their work pant. I don't know the specific name of it, but the first time I ever found this brand, I found it years ago at a Goodwill in Portland. I found 2 pairs of like their black work pants, and they sold really, really well. Their sweatshirts can do really well, men's, women's, they make all of it. Really high quality items. But this was just a short sleeve. It was at the bin, so I did pick it up. I loved the color. It also sold for $23, and then after fees I made $16.68. And then the last thing I sold on Tuesday were these Charlie Horse cowboy mules. I found these at my old honey hole in Portland, the cat thrift store. If you're from the area, it's like in Beaverton area. They have really good prices. I found some really good brands there in the past. These I picked up based on style. I thought they were really cool, really cute, kind of retro looking. I think I paid like $10 for them. Then when I did research, the brand was started by like an overarching brand. Hopefully it says in the title. I forgot what the name was and I didn't write it down, but they make really expensive cowboy boots. So I think that was a good selling point. I think I listed it under that brand, and that helped to get more attention. But they ended up selling for $100, which I was so excited about. These were getting tons of attention on Poshmark recently. And then after fees, I made $80. And they also left me a really nice comment, so I'm glad they like them. Then on Wednesday, I had 4 sales. I sold this Zella tie-dye crew neck. Probably sick of hearing it, but I got this at the bins in Portland. The only reason I mention where I get things is so you guys have some idea of how much I paid for the items, because I don't have the time to look up what I paid for each item and subtract it, because I just make these lists for videos and then I do my numbers like at the end of the month. But anyway, got this at the bins. Zella is a Nordstrom house brand. There's a lower line, which is Z by Zella. I do not pick that up. I don't really pick up Zella all that often either. I've had a really hard time moving it, but I've had some luck with specifically a jacket I think I sold last month. That sold for a good amount of money. This one ended up selling for $20, and after fees I made $18. I really liked the style on this one, but again, this one was a harder move. Then I sold this Anthropologie Saturday Sunday sweater, which I got at my most recent bins trip. I picked it up based on brand. I do pretty well with Saturday Sunday by Anthropologie. I do find it quite often, but I will say it's probably one of my better performing Anthropologie brands. I realized once I found the model photo that it wasn't the cutest piece ever, a little bit dated, but it still sold really quickly, which I was so happy about because I was really scared I was going to sit on it for a while, because I didn't know how many people would like that style. But it did end up selling for $23, which again, happy about. And then after fees, I made $16.68. Then I sold this Bowden dress, which last week I mentioned I sold a Bowden button-up dress. Then I went back to that same thrift store and picked up the 2 other Bowden dresses that were there. This was one of them. Again, it sold pretty quickly. This was like a faux wrap dress. I loved the colors. It really reminded me of fall. The reason I didn't pick these up on that other trip I got the other one at was because they're like twice the price. And I do well selling Bowden, but when that one sold like really quickly and for a good amount of money, I'm like, okay, I'll go pick up the other ones. I really haven't sold their dresses that often. But yeah, I've had good luck so far. And they haven't been like the most modern dresses. They've just been like from like, maybe like a few years ago, and they're still selling, which is great. So this one ended up selling for $47, and then after fees, I made $37.60. And I think that one I paid like $12 for. And then the last thing I sold on Wednesday was a full price buy of this Coors Light Y2K graphic short sleeve. This was just like a very random bins pickup that I made at my most recent bins trip in Sacramento. I know that these like beard tees are like pretty popular right now. This one just happened to be from like 2007, which I didn't even know until I was like photographing it, that it said it on the tag. And it was like kind of faded, and I think it's just popular for like college kids to wear these like t-shirts. But anyway, I only listed it at 18, but that's what it sold for. And then after fees, I made $14.40. Okay, and then on Thursday, the 22nd, I had 3 sales. I sold this Patagonia wool hat. This I also got at the bins in Portland. It wasn't in the best condition, and I took photos and noted it, but it ended up selling for $10, and after fees I made $8.05. Then I recently picked up this new tag Lulu's jumpsuit. I've been seeing a lot of Lulu's here. I don't know if it's just more popular here or maybe it's headquartered here somewhere. But I've been seeing a lot of it and a lot of new tags. I thought it's just an online store. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I thought that this was really cute. It was a size extra small, but I actually recently sold an extra small jumpsuit on Mercari, and this actually also sold on Mercari. But yeah, the model photos were really cute. I can usually find model photos pretty easily, even if the style number on it doesn't come up with anything. If I use some like descriptive words, I can usually find it on Google. But I spent, I think, $9.99. That's like what all the dresses and jumpsuits cost. And it sold for $42. And then after fees, I made $36.28. And then the last thing I sold on Thursday was this Nike leopard graphic tank top. I've had this for a while, got it at the bins in Portland. I really liked it. I thought it was really cute, but it only ended up selling for $8 on eBay. And then after fees, I made $7.19. And then on Friday, I didn't have any sales, which was really surprising and pretty sad. But like I said, I was at the Fisherman's Wharf that day and wasn't really getting to do much with reselling. And then on Saturday, I only had 3 sales, which again, a little bit sad. But again, I was like busy. So the first thing that sold was this ATM leopard tee. This was linen. I got this at my honey hole in Portland a while ago. I've had a hard time selling it. ATM stands for Anthony something something, but it's really expensive. And just in the past, I haven't had the best time moving this brand. I only picked it up for I think a couple of dollars. So when someone offered me $15, I decided to accept. I've been sitting on it for a while, and then after fees, I made $12. Then I sold this H&M Kids skeleton onesie. Really cute. I picked this up in the middle of summer, knowing that it would probably sell, you know, around Halloween. And it did. I feel like people are already preparing for it, even though it's not October. But it was in really good condition. I think originally it came with a mask, but I didn't have the mask. I got it at the bins. It actually glowed in the glowed in the dark, which I thought was pretty cool. It ended up selling for $20, and then after fees I made $16. And then the last thing I sold were these Gymshark joggers, which sold for $28, and after fees I made $20.68. I picked these up at Plato's Closet back when I feel like people were just, and people still are, like rave about this brand. I feel like I have to be very picky with the styles I pick up, because I found it once at the bins, and then I found these at Plato's Closet, and I've just had the hardest time moving them. These I think I even picked up for $15, so I really did not profit that much. I made like $5 on these after sitting on them for like months, which that's another brand that has given me a hard time about using their model photos now that I think of it. Gymshark. Every time I use one, they take it down. On Poshmark. I'm talking specifically about Poshmark. I try not to use any model photos on eBay. And then Mercari, I think I've only gotten one listing taken down ever, which I was honestly shocked about. It was, I'll put up on the screen, I might have been Aloe Yoga. I don't remember. It was a sports bra that I've been sitting on, again, forever. But anyway, yeah, I just have not had good luck selling this brand. I know other people have. I don't know. Those were all my sales from this last week. When I was adding up the numbers, I was actually surprised. I thought it'd be a little bit more, but I think it really wasn't great that I didn't have any sales on Friday or Saturday, which have, at least for the last few weeks, been doing really well for me. Yeah, I'd love to know how your sales are going. I'd love to know if things are sort of like picking up or slowing down for you guys right now. Fingers crossed that things are just picking up, because I feel like right now people are starting to buy for fall and winter, and then before we know it, it's going to be the holidays and people are going to be shopping for that. So I'd love to know you guys' thoughts. I hope you guys have a great time sourcing and selling this week. and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!